The hope of modern Christianity is that it should cease to sponsor the social systems and industrial policies of Western civilization, while it humbly bows itself before the cross it so valiantly extols, there to learn anew from Jesus of Nazareth the greatest truths mortal man can ever hear, the living gospel of the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man. God first loves man and confers upon him the potential of immortality, eternal reality. And as man loves God, so does man become eternal in actuality. Of God, the most inescapable of all presences, the most real of all facts, the most living of all truths, the most loving of all friends, and the most divine of all values, we have the right to be the most certain of all universe experiences. True faith is predicated on profound reflection, sincere self-criticism, and uncompromising moral consciousness. The religious challenge of this age is to those far-seeing and forward-looking men and women of spiritual insight who will dare to construct a new and appealing philosophy of living out of the modern concepts of cosmic truth, universe beauty, and divine goodness. Jesus of Nazareth was indeed a strong and forceful personality. He was an intellectual power and a spiritual stronghold, and red-blooded, rugged Galilean fishermen called him Master. When a wise man understands the inner impulses of his fellows, he will love them. And when you love your brother, you have already forgiven him. When you know that you are saved by faith, you have real peace with God, Jesus. With God the Father, sonship is the great relationship. With God the Supreme, achievement is the prerequisite to status. One must do something as well as be something. There are only two groups of mortals in the eyes of God: those who desire to do His will and those who do not. God is everywhere present. The Universal Father rules the circle of eternity. Can you really realize the true significance of the Adjuster's indwelling? Do you really fathom what it means to have an absolute fragment of the absolute and infinite deity, the Universal Father, indwelling and fusing with your finite mortal natures? When mortal man fuses with an actual fragment of the existential cause of the total cosmos, no limit can ever be placed upon the destiny of such an unprecedented and unimaginable partnership. Upon the attainment of the finaliter levels of ascendant experience, these spirits of the sixth stage appear to transmute some mind factor representing a union of certain phases of the mortal and adjuster minds, which had previously functioned as liaison between the divine and human phases of such ascending personalities. This experiential mind quality probably supremacizes and subsequently augments the experiential endowment of evolutionary deity, the Supreme Being. Forget not that I will stop at nothing to restore self-respect to those who have lost it and who really desire to regain it. Jesus. Men seek for the treasures of the kingdom with yearning hearts and weary feet when they are all within the immediate grasp of living faith. Jesus. The endowment of imperfect beings with freedom entails inevitable tragedy, and it is the nature of the perfect ancestral deity to universally and affectionately share these sufferings in loving companionship. Be not discouraged. Human evolution is still in progress, and the revelation of God to the world in and through Jesus shall not fail. Man's greatest victory is the conquest of himself. Man, the civilized, will someday achieve relative mastery of the physical forces of his planet. The love of God in his heart will be effectively outpoured as love for his fellow men, while the values of human existence will be nearing the limits of mortal capacity. The family is the channel through which the river of culture and knowledge flows from one generation to another. When a wise man understands the inner impulses of his fellows, he will love them. And when you love your brother, you have already forgiven him. Increasing happiness is always the experience of all who are certain about God. The eye of the material mind perceives a world of factual knowledge. The eye of the spiritualized intellect discerns a world of true values. A social group of human beings in coordinated working harmony stands for a force far greater than the simple sum of its parts. Your spiritual destiny is conditioned only by your spiritual longings and purposes. Jesus. You may be surrounded with small enemies and be retarded by many obstacles, but the big things and the real things of this world and the universe are on your side. Jesus. And when such disheartened souls sincerely seek for God, hunger for truth, and thirst for righteousness, there is nothing that can hold them in future captivity. Jesus. Spiritual assurance is the equivalent of your personal religious experience in the eternal realities of divine truth, and is otherwise equal to your intelligent understanding of truth realities, plus your spiritual faith and minus your honest doubts. Jesus. Forget not that I will stop at nothing to restore self-respect to those who have lost it and who really desire to regain it. Jesus. He was always ready and willing to stop a sermon or detain a multitude while he ministered to the needs of a single person, even to a little child. Verily, verily, I say to you, whosoever receives not the kingdom of God as a little child shall hardly enter therein to grow up to the full stature of spiritual manhood. Jesus.